No! We just want to see the movie!
Bridgewater State University has over 10,000 students enrolled in both undergraduate and graduate programs. The university is seldom the focus of attention among Massachusetts state schools, but beginning in January of 2016, the university found itself front and center in the public eye and in the midst of a crisis like none anyone had ever seen before. It is called the E-virus, and it has spread rampantly across campus. I'm Alexander Rebelle, and I traveled to Bridgewater State University in order to investigate the outbreak of this virus. I began by speaking to one of the tenured instructors to get his take on it.
So, from what I can see, the virus affects cognitive processes in the cerebral cortex via neurotransmitter inhibition, causing a disposition towards behavioral eccentricities.
So what does that mean? Could you put that in layman's terms?
Layman's terms, you say? I've always found a certain fascination with that term. Did you know that term is derived from the Greek word laikos, meaning of the people?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, a layman was a term first adopted by the Catholic and Anglican churches to refer to a non-ordained leader of a mass.
I see. So, shifting topics now, what do you think of the virus spreading across the campus?
What do I think of it? I think you should buy my new book, Explanations for Trivial Things, available at bookstores everywhere. Buy it now. It's even on sale for $25.99. You can't get a better deal than that.
Thank you, Professor Mendelson. I'll be sure to mention your book in the documentary, but I'm really just looking for a simple explanation of what this virus does.
Well, if you must have a simplistic explanation, the virus makes students believe they're characters in a badly written movie.
Characters in a badly written movie?
Yes, but that's not important. My new book is called Explanations for Trivial Things by Professor Eric Mendelson. Buy it now and learn why I deserve the Pulitzer Prize this time and why I was wrongly denied 3 years ago.
Thank you, Professor.
Across the campus, students wander around in character. I had the chance to speak to one student with an early stage of the virus. She identified herself as the Oracle, and I asked her how long she had had the virus.
I had it since Lord Hankara rose to power. Actually, I had a troubled childhood, with one scarring event in particular. It happened on a sunny day in winter, just like today. Reminds me of it.
The virus is puzzling the scientific community. No one knows where the virus came from or how it can be cured, but one doctor thinks he has the answer.
The virus is a form of microbe that seems odd. It seems manufactured.
What could have manufactured it?
A being not of this world. It came from beyond the solar system, from the stars above. It is not human. Now let me tell you how I know this. You see, I was abducted by them on September 23rd, 1999, which has changed me as a person. Also, I have psychic powers that will be heavily involved in the climax.
I see. Would you be willing to put your reputation as a doctor on the line for that theory?
But here's the big reveal. It's a major plot twist. I'm not a doctor. I'm a robot.
In some cases, students will believe that they are from the same badly written movie as other students and will begin to create a flawed story arc.
The name's Stark. James Stark.
Your reputation precedes you, James. I know you were sent here to stop Dr. Deathwish.
Indeed, Agent Wright. Deathwish plans to blow up the moon with a laser. As we both know, Deathwish has one weakness.
Spiders.
Yes, spiders, but there's a major plot twist. I too am afraid of spiders. Hasn't been mentioned to this point in the story, but I'm telling you about it now. I also fear spiders, and my challenge as a character is to overcome that fear to defeat Dr. Deathwish.
Yes, James, we are complex characters. I myself am afraid of heights, which will be very important in the climax.
Scientists are hoping that the virus does not turn deadly. At the most advanced stages of the virus, students have assumed the identity of their badly written characters so strongly that they'll begin to believe a well-chosen soundtrack can compensate for their badly written story arcs.
The greatest challenge of all. The challenge of death. I accept this challenge. Alas, oh woe is me that I may be stricken down by death. This is the final chapter. This is the greatest twist of all. I was befallen by the challenge of death, and thus the story is complete.
But not every case of the virus is necessarily bad. One student seems to believe that she is the subject of some sort of biopic.
Thank you for joining me today.
It's good to be here.
So can you tell me a little about yourself? What's your name, and what do you do?
My name is Elizabeth Jones. I have a vision for the future, and no one will stand in my way.
And what is that vision?
It's a vision for the future of the world. It will be a better world, a better future for our children.
And how will you achieve that vision? What needs to be changed in order for that to happen?
Well, it will not be easy, but my vision is to expose the corruption in the United States government. We are slaves to corporations and special interest groups. It's time for the voice of the people to be heard. It's time to expose the corruption for what it is, and that is my vision.
That's a very ambitious vision. So what do you plan to do in order to get started?
I will use the power of the montage.
What was that?
The montage. It's supposed to start. Instead of telling a story through a well-written script, it's supposed to cut to a quick montage.
The scientific community is not sure why the virus convinces students they're characters in a badly written movie. Each scientist has his or her own theory, but the truth is still unknown. Students with the virus will typically deliver lines that lack subtlety, and that often include unnecessary exposition about the flawed plot of the movie they believe they're in. And there is a wide variety of character types.
First, I'd like to thank my fans for believing in me. I know you all have high expectations, and I'm going to do my best to bring a championship to BSU.
Okay, so my first question is...
Well, one at a time, please. If you have a question, raise your hand. You in front.
Thank you. So obviously you're an athlete. When did you first become determined to bring a championship to BSU?
Well, that is the goal, but I'm just going to take it one game at a time and do my best to improve my game each and every day.
And what makes you think you have what it takes?
I was born for this. I'm just going to take it one game at a time. And also, I grew up without a family. They were all killed in a tragic shopping mall accident when I was young, and that has driven me to focus on my game. I'm a tortured soul, and the viewers should feel sympathetic for me. Thank you. No more questions.
But there's a darker side of the virus as well. For all the harmless cases of badly written characters, I sat down and talked to one student that had assumed the identity of a much darker and potentially dangerous character. Thank you for joining me today.
It's my pleasure.
So first I'd like to ask you who you are and what you do.
My name is Dr. Black, and I have a carefully crafted plan to rule the world with an iron fist. There will be no mercy.
I see. So what is your carefully crafted plan?
I will create a doomsday device, the likes of which the world has never seen before, and all shall bow down to me or be destroyed.
Now I want to ask you about the E-virus. If I'm correct, you began as a student at Bridgewater State University. So what do you think of the E-virus?
The virus is not a plague to poison the helpless. It is a blessing to empower the worthy.
So you are aware that you have the virus?
The virus is our destiny. No one is safe from it. No one is immune to it. Not I and not you.
Not me. So you believe this virus can turn into a global pandemic?
It will. Just you wait. It will become a global pandemic, and once it does, I will take over the world.
Dr. Black, thank you for joining me.
There is no cure for the virus forthcoming at the moment, as the scientific
kill you. Now, let me tell you why. Centuries ago, when I became the Angel of Death, I swore that I would not take the life of a man on this very day. And you know what else?
What?
The story ends without a resolution, so there can be a sequel.
A sequel? What do you mean?
What? Where'd he... No. No. That means I have it too. This isn't real. This isn't real!
Damn you! Damn you! Whoa!